Good afternoon.
So I wrote this poem probably about 2 weeks before. I had started it about a month before Mom passed, but it was weighing heavy on me, and so I just felt like I had to get something out into paper and into words. So I'd like to share it with you today. It's called Shortness of Breath. You ever have an out-of-body experience? That's how I felt on Thanksgiving when my mom could barely breathe. Her breaths were coming fast and short like the bass line in some odd 120 breath per minute song. I experienced something similar over a decade ago. It happened about a year before my dad took his leave from this earth. Like an ant trying to push a boulder, I have been struggling with mourning this sudden loss. There was an ocean of communication between me and my mom. That ocean has now dwindled to a light, intermittent raindrop. Those raindrops combine and reemerge as a wave of tears that I try to dam with that look up and to the left trick, which I find works about as well as the levees did during Katrina. I refuse to breach them in front of her. She's the strongest person I know, and I pray every day that she will make it through this. Her pain does not come from her physical situation, not the device in her throat to help her breathe, but limits her ability to talk, not from the swelling in her limbs from being unable to walk. And it all somehow feels like my fault, although I know it's not. She taught me empathy and almost to a fault, never realizing that the pain I would feel for others cuts twice as deep when you see your own mother suffering and can do absolutely nothing but keep showing up every day, praying at her side that everything will be all right. I pushed back urges of wanting to lay down in that hospital bed, trading places so she could again see how it would be to live completely. Repayment for the life that she gave me. Subsequently feeling guilty because I know it's not a task I can assume. I sit here in this hospital room, consumed with thoughts about what will be, sending up prayers for the future for her and for me. And then she winked. I thought she just blinked, but the slight curve of her lip confirmed what my heart wanted to believe. Like a flood, I am awash and renewed with hope that somehow God knew what I needed so at least I could cope. I saw a glimmer of that same compassion and empathy from her that she taught me to have for others. I never realized how much it mattered, as it is often mismanaged, taken for granted, and manipulated. But she showed me that to have empathy and compassion is never overrated. If you truly meant it, then it will give the peace you intend. So how is my mother, you'll ask? She's making little strides day by day. This was a lesson we both had to learn, and one day we will all have our turn. So I say to you with tremendous sincerity, value the time you have with those you love, because as the saying goes, the present is a gift. And like the sands of time, you never know when there will be a shift to a day where the time we call the present becomes the past. And the moment you spent separated from a loved one over something petty may have just been your last.
Wow.